All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we are gonna be working on, um, I guess the documentation. I should say I'm working on the README for the repo for my virtual Stream Deck app. I'm planning on releasing the app as soon as the documentation is ready. I've uploaded all of the files to the repo as well. Man, I had sort of a scary situation with Git early on. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I came like super close to um I came super close to like losing all of the files. Um I'll definitely tell you this. If you are not all that familiar with the inner workings, or if Git is one of those things that you kind of use on and off, and so you kind of need to refresh your knowledge of Git every now and then, and you plan on let's say installing Git. How do I even say this? Initializing a Git repo within your project directory. Probably make a backup of the project first, just in case something can go wrong. Because I had a situation. I'm gonna explain this situation, and then we can get into doing the doing the remaining stuff that we were planning on doing. Also, I wonder if I should increase the gain on my on this mic thing, this mic source for OBS, because now I'm able to. I've kind of decoupled the the audio settings for the VTuber app versus OBS. That's kind of why I set up the whole thing with being able to set values for. Give me a second. Let me bring the thing up. That's kind of why I set these things up, like the multipliers and all of that stuff, just so I can have the settings separate. Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so I had kind of a scary situation um with the Virtual Stream Deck app because I was way too confident, and I just initialized the Git repo within the project directory, which I was supposed to do anyways. Like that was the plan to do it, but I didn't I didn't think that something could go wrong, right? Here's what happened. I initialized the Git repo within the directory, and instantly so I was using GitHub desktop, and that's where I was like able to track the changes and um, commit stuff and push and pull, and like that's basic like GitHub repo operation, basic GitHub desktop operations, which allows you to do basic GitHub repo operations. So uh, Git, as soon as I went back into GitHub desktop, it started tracking the changes because now there were files, right? So they the changes, the track changes needed to be committed. I committed them, and then I remembered that, oh yeah, I need to create a git ignore file, so that I could ignore the environment folder, because usually you don't, with Python projects, um, you don't you're not usually transferring the entire environment. You create a requirements.txt file which contains all of the required packages and their versions as well. And then whoever is trying to use this project, they're going to initialize an environment. They're going to create an environment on their machine, and they're going to install all of the packages using the requirements.txt file. It's it's a pretty convenient method. It's a pretty convenient way of going about things. It's also not. It's pretty straightforward. It's not complicated at all. All you would need to do is download somebody else's project and then create an environment and then activate the environment. And then within that environment, you would need to install all of these packages. Okay, great. So I remembered that I needed the git ignore file. And keep in mind, at this point, uh, I'd already committed the initial changes. The initial changes were they just contained all of the files and folders, right? Because it was the very first commit. And after that, I created the git ignore file, and I added the env folder, the environment folder, so it could ignore it. And then that change was getting tracked as well, right? So that was a new change that got tracked. So I hit commit, and now there was a second commit there. It wasn't part of the first commit, which that's basically how it works, right? Each time you commit, there's a new commit. But I had this problem where I wasn't sure how to get rid of the environment folder from the previous commit. And there are ways to go about doing it, but I found out those ways much later. There would have been a much more structured way of doing it. And I'm pretty sure if I knew the more advanced side of Git, because I only know the basics of Git. I don't use Git in a more I don't use Git nearly enough to feel the need to know the advanced Git stuff. But I do wanna go deeper into the advanced stuff as well, because now I'm going to be using Git a lot more for various projects that I'm working on, and also projects that I currently have going on. I want to start using Git for them as well. It'll be in a way a good way to back up the projects at the very least, but it'll also be a good way to like track changes in case I want to do stuff like creating release logs and stuff like that. Okay, so long story short, trying to undo commits and revert commits and trying various other things that I didn't know what they did, like squash, for example, and merging. Like, I wasn't sure exactly what these things entail, like internally, what that's going to change. And so I was just doing a bunch of things. And then I ended up in a situation where one of the commits, it made it so all of the files were actually getting deleted from the repo, and only that one git ignore file was remaining in the repo, and maybe one or two other files. And it didn't click for me that this might be happening until I went back into VS Code and I started to notice all of the files and folders were just gone. It was just like a select few that were there, and I was like, oh God, the entire project is just erased. And then I took a moment to look at it, and um, I managed to fix the issue. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. Like, if you're going to be initializing, so initially it's supposed to be like you're supposed to be um, initializing your Git repo within that project itself. Previously, what I would do is I would have the repos separate, and anytime I made a change in my project, I would copy the entire project over into that repo folder, and then I would push those changes to the up to GitHub. It's a convoluted way, and it kind of, to a certain extent, it kind of defeats the purpose of Git. But this is what I was doing back then, and then I later on realized that, oh yeah, I could be doing it in a different way. Another reason why I was doing it was because back in the day when I tried to set up the Git repo within the main project, I would end up getting like these weird errors and stuff like merge conflicts and stuff like that. So that was another reason why I didn't want to install, I didn't want to initialize the repo in the main project. But that is actually a much better way to go about it, initializing it in the main project, because it saves you a lot of headache. A lot of the changes get tracked, and if you know what you're doing, you're not going to break anything. There were times where I didn't know what I was doing. Let's put it that way. Uh, anyways, this why was I bring. Well, yeah, I was just telling the story about how I had a scary situation with Git. That's all the more reason for me to go into the more advanced stuff with Git, so that when I see some kind of error, I understand exactly what the error means. Because it can say stuff like, "Oh, there's merge conflict," or something something head or something, but like I won't really know what it means. Like if I don't understand what the thing means, then it's like the error is not really helping me then. So that's why I want to go into the more advanced side of Git as well. But okay, for now, today we are which window is it? This one. Yeah. Give me a second. Actually, give me more than a second here because I'm doing some stuff. Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. All right. Uh yeah, okay. So, today we are working on the documentation for the Virtual Stream Deck app, and so far this is what I have. I want to I want to be as descriptive with it as possible, and also have installation instructions and usage instructions. I also want to make it clear that this implements the raw message protocol and the DVTMP message packed protocol. So if you want to be able to use this, then you need to either actually. So here's the thing. Okay. How do I show this? Actually, yeah, no, I have the this is the repo, right? So I can just open up the repo here and show it to you guys. Um, Data storage, I guess. Okay, so here's the thing. Each item, each like actually no, it could be control data, but it could also be slider control data. So yeah, each button sends each button is associated with one object of control data type. So it has the event name, it has the event value type, and the event value, and then each slider is associated with a slider control data object, and that has the same as the previous class that has event name, event value type, and event value, but it also has a slider min and max value. It also has slider min and max values so that we can determine what the range is for the slider. So, if people don't want to implement my protocols, then what they could do is they could um, let me open up. Give me a second. Where is it? Networking. So if people don't want to implement my protocol, they would probably need to create their own version of this method. Test O one. I think it's test O one, right? I think it's test O one because there's a bunch of code here that's preparing like the raw message and the socket and all of that stuff. So what was I saying? Yeah. So people could implement their own thing. If they don't want to implement my protocol, then they would have to catch the data here, and the data would probably be what all is the data going to be? Because it's passing in message body name and message body value type. How's it getting that though? Like where is it getting that from? Oh wait, no, these are enums. It's getting it from data. So data contains the object that's being passed in. So they would be catching that object and then doing stuff with the data of that object. So if they don't want to implement my own protocols, they could, at this point, they could implement their own thing. It would still contain, the event value name, the event value type, and the event value. And so they could then write their own protocols and use those three fields in those protocols instead. That being said, it would be if they do want to implement my protocols, then they would have to implement the raw message protocol and the DVTMP message packed protocol. That's like a mouthful to say each time, but yeah, those are the two protocols they'll have to implement. And yeah, I've specified that as well here. Okay, yeah. So let's say um, each button corresponds to a control data object. And dude, what is going on with my typing? I think it's because the text is so small. Give me a second. I think zooming in is just. Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say I think zooming in will make it worse, but I don't think so. Each button corresponds to a control data object, and each slider corresponds to a slider control data object. This tool implements the raw message so and so, and okay, all right. I'm not sure how to like divide this. I think this is a good. Okay, that's fine. Because I mean, a lot of this info, or maybe I could do it in this way. Maybe I could make it a list. Yeah, maybe I could make it like this. So oh, I could change the way that I'm saying this. So um just say messages sent over UDP. All right, so this tool implements the raw message and the DVTMP message packed protocols. Check so and so specification for check so and so specification repo for more info on the protocols. Each message, no, let's say, yeah, okay, each message gets wrapped into, or I should say serialized, gets serialized into a DVT MP message packed message, and then gets wrapped into a raw message before being sent out. All the data is in bytes. Okay, is that a good description? So messages sent over UDP, each button corresponds to a control data object, and each slider corresponds to um, a slider control data object. The data is saved in a data.txt file. You can edit the JSON in that file to actually, maybe I should make this a separate section. Maybe I should make this a separate section. So let's talk about installation first. Right? In installation, okay, here's the thing. I don't think I've ever tried cloning this repo and like reinstalling it myself anywhere. So I'm just going to take a guess here that this is how you're supposed to do it. Clone the repo. Create create the environment within within the root folder, the root project folder, the project root folder, I think. Yeah, okay. Within the root folder, activate the environment. Sorry, zoned out. Okay. Clone the repo, create the environment within the root folder, activate the environment, install all packages mentioned in requirements.txt. I'm going to have to, actually, I don't think I need to link to the requirements thing. I can just do it like this. Yeah, that should be enough. Activate the environment, install all the packages, and then yeah, after it's installed, then use streamlit run app.py to launch the server. Streamlit will give you the IP address and or link to visit the web page or visit the app web page. And that's the installation. Okay, cool. Editing. So in editing, yeah, this is where I think this information can come in. All data is read from the data.txt file. It contains JSON data that can be edited. And then each button corresponds to, at this point, I think the design is fixed. So I think I can mention, oh yeah, you know what? Actually, there's some information here. There are 4 programmable presets. Each preset, I'm not sure how to, like, what punctuation to use here. I think this. Each preset has, let me count. What is 6 into 4? 24. Okay. Has 24 programmable buttons and 4 programmable sliders. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay. All right. Maybe I can create a separate networking section that describes the networking related stuff. Yeah, I could do that. I feel like this information about the protocols, this is important here. So we should be mentioning this here. This tool implements the raw message and the packed protocols. Check so-and-so specification. I could make that a link right now. I should be a bit careful here. Give me a second. Because the moment I click on that address bar, it's going to show stuff. And just in case it shows stuff that I don't want shown, I'm just going to switch to BRB. Okay, I think uh there it is. Yeah, cool, great. All right. So where did I need to do this? Here. So how I forgot how I'm supposed to be doing. I think it's like this. Yeah, I think it's like this. Let's just confirm. Okay, cool. That's how you make the thing a link in Markdown. All right, great, cool. So we have the raw message protocol mentioned here. Actually, we have a link to each of these as well. I just realized that. What does that link look like? Okay, so it says tab readme OV file so and so. Can I link to this directly? What happens if I do that? Well, again, I don't want to. Okay, so let's do that. And let's try this. Okay? Because I think it's I don't think the tab thing is really necessary. I think um hold up. So we have raw message here. We'll add that in and might as well get the packed message link. Where is it? Here. Message packed. There we go. All right, that's done. Now I can transition back and check. All right, so this is what it looks like, right? Now, what happens if I... Okay, good. So it's jumping to that location. But what happens if I remove the tab parameter? Would it still work? All right, it still works. So the tab isn't necessary. We can get rid of that. Uh okay, cool. So that's our thing. So this tool implements the raw message and DVTMP message packed protocols. Check DVT app specification repo for more info on the protocols. Okay, cool. That's done. We have also specified that um, there are... oh shit, I missed the ad timer. So there's going to be an ad playing in, I don't know, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, VirtualStreamDeck built with Python and Streamlit. This is a GUI app containing programmable buttons and sliders. There are there are 4 programmable presets. Each preset has not have each preset has 24 programmable buttons and 4 programmable sliders. This tool implements so and so. Okay, great. Awesome. Then we have editing. Okay, so there's an ad playing right now, so I'm going to take a hydration break and I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. All right, welcome back. So, installation, clone the repo, do so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay. Install all the packages mentioned in so and so. Cool, great. Then use Streamlit. Is it then necessary? I think just use Streamlit, run app.py to launch the server. Streamlit will give you the IP address and or link to visit the app web page. I think, dude, I think I need to make a change in I think I need to make a change in... I'm not sure what I need to make the change in exactly to make it more actually, if I just refresh the page, it reloads the data, doesn't it? I think it does. Yeah, if I just refresh the page, it reloads the data because I have the thing here. Actually, I don't have app.py open. Let's not have that selected. Holy shit. Okay. Virtual Stream Deck. Okay. App.py. Yeah, load data structure. So anytime I refresh the page, it loads the data structure. And in data storage, we should have the load data structure function, which basically just reads the data. So anytime I refresh the page, it rereads the data. So what I need to do is create a new field in... so I have this right here. Where is it? This. So what I need to do is create an extra field in here, and that field is going to hold the IP address and port that this virtual stream deck is meant to be communicating on. Because I've had situations where I had to change the data. For example, in just for the sake of being able to run them both separately, when my VTuber app is running a standalone build, it uses port, I think 95,000, no, 9,500. But if I have a standalone version of the app running and I also have the project open in the Unity editor, they're both going to be trying to use port 9500. And so there's going to be an issue. One of them is going to throw an error because the other one is already connected to it. So because of that, I had to add a check in the code um, to 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 check if, because like Unity has like I think they're called pre-compile or pre-processor directive. Well, I think they're just I'm not sure what the C sharp version. Actually, yeah, they're okay. So in C and C++, they're called precompile directives. I think they're basically stuff like they're basically like things that can be defined in C and C++. I believe you can assign values to these things, but in C sharp, it's more of like, okay, if this thing is defined, then do this. If it's not defined, then do something else. So that's the logic that we use for um, conditional compilation, let's say, or conditional execution. I'm not sure what would be more accurate to say in that situation. Either way, I have code set up to check if, oh, dude, you know what? Hold on. I'm curious about what the name was because I'm forgetting. I think it was precompile directives. Hold on. C sharp precompiler directives. Preprocessor directives. That's what it's called. Yeah, okay. It's called preprocessor directives. And in C and C++, you're able to set values and do other stuff in it. I think you can also use it to create like macros to create these kinds of functions. I don't think you're able to use. Wait, was there a cursor here? Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're able to assign values to them in C sharp, but you can define them, and then you can check in your code if so and so thing is defined, then that means we are in this kind of environment, and so conditions are true. Stuff like that. So in Unity, they have preprocessor directives where you can check if you're running a standalone version of if you're running a standalone app, or if you're running the project within the Unity editor, or if you're running on Windows or running on OS X or various other things. You have stuff for like graphics APIs and all as well. So what I've done is I've added a check to see if we are currently running this code in the Unity editor. Then I use port 9501. So just whatever port I've set for the standalone plus one. And else, if it's a standalone, then we just use the port number. Okay, the reason I was saying this was because I do often have to change, like if I'm switching between, working on the app versus using the app, I have to change the port number in the code, which is here, I think. Um, Here. Okay, yeah. So here I have to change the port number whenever I'm Wait, have I changed this? How is this working? Dude, how is this working? Give me a second. Let me open this thing up in my code. My code? No, in VS Code. Let me open up this thing in VS Code. Okay, networking.py. Oh, okay. In the code, I've changed it. All right. Yeah, that's why it's working. Okay. So, anyways, this is what I want to add. I want to add a field for the IP address and the port number, and then that can be customized from the JSON directly. So I don't need to change the code each time. So I guess that's going to be another change that I'll be pushing later. And once I've done that, I need to, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, so install the thing and do the thing. Okay, all right, great, cool. Then editing. So, how do we go about this? Sorry, zoned out. Okay. How do we go about this? So the first thing we need to do is explain that each. Wait, didn't I have some data here? Where was I describing this thing? That I was just I think oh shit. I think it was in my I think it was in my clipboard and I just didn't paste it anywhere and now it's gone. So I'm gonna have to type it again. All right, so each button corresponds to a control data object. Each slider corresponds to a slider control data object. Then what? Oh, all 24 control data objects and 4 slider control data objects are present in one preset. There are, dude, there has to be a better way to, there has to be a better way to say this. There has to be a better way to say this. Okay, so data is divided into 4 presets. Um, oh, you know what? I had the thing written down. I could probably like I'd created a sort of. Oh, you know what? Markdown has a thing to show like a tree structure kind of thing. I wonder if I could do that. I I forgot how you do that. Give me a second. Let me open up the Markdown cheat sheet and then I can. Okay, all right, let's transition back. Okay, so here is this. All right, great. And then we have this block quote and nested quote. Oh, it's for quoting. What about trees? Can I do? I mean, I could use the quote thing for trees. That could work. How do you do the quote thing? Oh, it's just arrows. All right, let's try that. Um, so let's do something and then something else and then something other than that. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it included all of this data. All right, what if let's say something O2, and then let's just recreate this whole thing. Something O2, something O2. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't do that. Right, so I don't think I can do. Wait, hold on. What did that? Did it just include all of the data from that? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. It's not gonna chain them together. So I don't think that's gonna work. All right, that's fine. Uh oh, wait a second. Was it here? Is this where the data was? I think I found the data that I thought was lost. Dude, I think this thing, whatever this thing is here at the bottom, I think this thing it kind of hides stuff, and so I can't see it. Okay, data is divided into 4 presets. Each preset has 24 buttons and 4 sliders. Okay, then oh, we can probably mention the names, right? So then if they do look at the data file, they would be able to make out what the preset is, or like which one is a preset. Of course, it does say, preset, but whatever. Okay, each preset has 24 buttons and 4 sliders. Each button is a control data object. Each slider is a slider control data object. The data for buttons can be edited in edit mode, but that mode is very limiting. So you're better off just editing the data.txt file. Okay. Um, what else? What else? Oh, yes. Um, each, or wait, I should say, both wait, no, hold on. Here's something I could do. Uh, in the JSON file, each button, each button's data looks like this. And here I can add in code. Here I can add in code. How do you add in code again? Where the fuck is it, dude? Here. Um, oh, wait, yeah, it was the triple backticks. Hold on, I'm kind of confused here. Okay, what happens if I do test versus test? Oh, okay, so here I didn't require these. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, cool. Great. All right. That looks like this. Um, I could just open the data file, right? Okay, I think that's good. Yeah. See, there it is. The cursor gets hidden, and that's why I'm not able to see it properly. How do I get rid of this? I think if I zoom in, then causes that issue. I don't know. Okay. Uh, oh, yeah. And each slider's data looks like this. So now we copy the slider data. Okay. Oh, maybe I should explain. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's create a separate section for buttons and then create a separate section for sliders. Editing buttons, editing sliders. Okay. Event name is the name of the message, or, well, I think that's self-explanatory. Okay. Event name, name of the event slash message that will be sent with. Oh yeah, this is important. Holy shit, this is important. Wait, that'll be sent with the message. Name of the event that will be sent with the message. This, hold on. So, okay, the thing is, where do I show it? Where's networking? Here. So event message has to be defined here. Yes. Okay. All right. This name must be defined in, you know what? Name of the event to send, no, name of the event that corresponds to this message. That doesn't make sense. Name of the event, um, okay. This must be defined in networking.py. This is supposed to be a link, so I'll add the link later. This must be defined in the message body name enum in networking.py. All right. The index of the enum, the index from the enum gets used. How do I, no, hold on. Dude, there has to be a better way to explain this. Oh, you know what? Okay. This must be defined. This must also, this must exist. This must exist. This must already exist in message body name enum. Is that what it is? Message body name? Yeah. Message body name enum in networking.py. Check check networking section. No. Yeah, okay. Check networking section for more details. And then we have event value type of the data that is, no. Oh, specifies the type of event value. This must already exist in message body value type. In message body value type enum in, again, networking.py. Check networking section for more details. Do I need to mention this? I don't think I need to mention this. And then we have the event value, value that is attached to this event. All right, so that's done. And then we have the sliders, right? So it's the same thing, right? But then we have two extra things here, slider min value and slider max value. Min range of the UI slider and then max range of the UI slider. Okay, great. So that is done. All the data is read from so-and-so. I don't think we need to mention anymore that it contains JSON because the JSON, okay, the data for the buttons and so-and-so can be edited in edit mode, but that mode is very limiting. You're better off just editing the data.txt file for editing both buttons and sliders. Okay, so then this is not necessary, and slider control data also not necessary to mention, and that is also not necessary to mention. I feel like at this point, just to avoid any issues, I should probably commit the changes and then start editing again. I can get rid of this and this. Both of these will be mentioned in the networking section at the bottom. So we have installation, we have editing, we have editing buttons, editing sliders. Okay, great, awesome. Wait, so earlier I was mentioning this thing about adding UI for, give me a second. Yeah, earlier I was mentioning this thing about adding UI for, oh, you know what? Yeah, no, never mind. It's something else that I was thinking about. All right, so installation, editing, editing buttons, editing sliders. Okay. We can come back here and get rid of this list. And then here we'll create a networking section. All right. For now, let's just type to do. Actually, no, the repo is still private, so no one can see it. So let's commit. All right. We can start editing again. Give me a second. Let me take a sip of my energy drink and hydrate and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Where was I? So we were editing this thing. Okay. All right. So networking. Each message gets, how do I explain this? Each time a button is clicked or a slider is changed, their corresponding data gets sent. Um, how do I say this? Their corresponding data is prepared for sending. In networking.py, each, no. Oh yeah, okay. Is okay, so is sent to uh networking.py. In networking.py, the data gets serialized into a dvtmp packed message, and then gets wrapped into, yeah, there you go. Give me a second. I have someone else's stream running, and my God, these. Okay, there you go. Great. I usually have to keep the volume low so it doesn't come through on stream, and sometimes their volume is just that good that no matter how low I keep it, even at like the lowest setting, it'll still be coming through pretty loudly, which is a great thing. It's just that when I need it to be quiet, then I need to like really try hard to make it quiet. But yeah, no, it's great. Okay, each time a button is clicked or a slider is changed, their corresponding data is sent to networking.py. In networking.py, the data gets serialized into a dvtmp packed message and then gets wrapped into a raw message before being sent out. All the data is in bytes. Messages are sent over UDP. Okay. So here I need to talk about message body name. This, what does this look like? Is this gray? Because I remember this being pretty small, but also gray. Oh no, it's not gray. Okay, great, awesome. This enum contains all the possible event names. If you are adding an event name to data.txt, make sure it exists in this enum as well. The index from this enum, the index of the corresponding event name from this enum is what gets used in creating the dvtmp message. Oh, is what gets used into creating the packed message. And then we do the same thing for message body value type. This enum contains all the possible. Okay, I can just retype it. This enum contains all the possible types of values that can be sent in a DVT, or that can be sent with a message. This enum contains all the possible value types. No, all the possible types of values that can be sent with a message. If you're adding an event, no, if you're adding a value type, if you're adding, oh, you know what? Maybe this should be setting. If you're setting an event name value in data.text, make sure that name exists in this enum as well. And then likewise, if you're setting and if you're setting a message body value type in data.text, make sure that value type exists in this enum. And then the index of the corresponding event name, not event name, the index of the corresponding message body value type from this enum gets used in creating the packed message. Okay, we could probably add something extra in here as well. There was something more I needed to add. Oh, yeah. For each message body value type, a method of serializing the data into bytes must be mentioned. Some of these have already been created. What's the wording? How should I word this? For each message body value type. So basically what I'm trying to say is that for each message body value type, we have to have the corresponding code. We have to have the relevant code that knows how to serialize this data into bytes. A method for I don't want to. Oh, I should say logic. The logic for converting the data into bytes must be defined. Oh, you know what I could do? I could change this a little bit. Wait, where is it? Hold on. I think it's here. Yeah, I could change this a little bit. So I have data to bytes. I didn't want to make this into like, separate functions because it would just be unnecessary, especially since we have this kind of stuff going on, like, one line stuff. So it would be unnecessary, but I never defined. Oh, you know what? Okay. The logic for some of these conversions has already been created, but some of them are yet to be created. Refer to networking.py to see which types have been implemented. Must be implemented. There you go. Um, that's the word I was looking for. The logic for some of these conversions has already been implemented, but some of them are yet to be implemented. Refer to networking.py to see which types have been implemented so far. You can also create your own, I mean, that goes without saying, but I'm just going to mention it anyways. You can also create your own implementations if you see fit. All right. What else do we have? I think that's it, right? Is there something more that needs to be added to this? So we have the installation, we have the editing, and then we have the networking section. Each time a button is clicked or a slider is changed, their corresponding data is sent to networking.py. In networking.py, the data gets serialized into is serialization is serialized really the right word to use here? Whatever. Gets serialized into a so and so. Oh, I need to write message here, and then gets wrapped into a raw message before being sent out. All the data is in bytes. Messages are sent over UDP. Okay, message body name. This enum contains all the possible event names. This enum contains all the possible event names. If you are setting an event name value in data.text, make sure that name exists in this enum as well. The index of the corresponding event name from this enum is what gets used in creating the packed message. And then message body value type. This enum contains all the possible types of values that can be sent with a message. If you're setting a message body value type, make sure that the value type exists in this enum. The index of the corresponding message body value type from this enum is what gets used in creating the packed message. All right. So far, it seems good. Now, give me a second because I need to copy this. Actually, do I have networking.py written down somewhere? I'm not sure if I do. Yeah, I don't think I ever did that. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that and then copy that. Okay. Bring it back here. And now we can start adding this into everything. So we add it here. We add it here. We also add it here. And here. And here. And here. And I think I had it somewhere here as well. Okay. Great. Done. So this looks okay. Oh, maybe I should put this into like some kind of like I don't know, a highlighted kind of thing. I don't know why I was stuttering there, but yeah, some kind of highlighted kind of thing. Okay, preview. All right. Um, where was that? Oh, here it is. Each button is a control data object. Each slider is a slider control data object. The data for buttons can be edited in edit mode, but that mode is very limiting. So you're better off just editing the data.txt file for editing both buttons and sliders. Okay, all right. I think you know what? I think we are good. We can commit this. Okay, great. So this is done. What more did I have to mention here? Oh, yeah, I had to, oh shit, I had to make this change. I forgot about that. Okay, I guess we're doing another small change in here. Maybe I should be highlighting these. Yeah, maybe I should be highlighting some of these just so they really stand out. Message body name. Okay, okay. Wait, where's the thing that I was? Oh yeah, it was a DVTMP message. What? Where? Where exactly was it? Was it at the beginning? Oh yeah, there it is. It gets packed into a DVTMP message packed message, um, and then wrapped into a raw message. Messages are sent over UDP. Oh yeah, target target IP address and port can be set. Actually, no, I don't wanna I don't wanna. You know what? We can add an extra section here saying to do. Uh, create target address field in data.txt to mention target IP address and port. All right. Now, that thing that I came to change, also let's make the change here. Okay. All right. Great. Cool. event name. I think I need to set, I think I'm just highlighting these for no reason at this point. What else was I gonna do? Was I like doing all of this? I forgot what else I was supposed to do. Yeah, I think that's it, right? The data gets serialized into a so and so message, and then wrapped into a raw message before being sent out. No, I think I need to describe this better. It gets serialized into, oh, it gets, all right. So when I'm saying it gets wrapped into a raw message, um, oh yeah, raw message and serialized before being sent out. All the data is in bytes. Okay, I think that's good. Let's update. Oh, another thing I needed to add, which I think I'll have to do that off stream. I need to add an image of the UI, just to show you guys what exactly it is, because I haven't opened up the UI on this machine or at least on stream in a while. So let me just open it up here, because the whole idea was for this to be running on a different machine. Right. This is the UI. So I need to take like a screenshot or something and then post it. Maybe I can zoom out just so it fits in the image. Yeah, so I can take a screenshot of this and then post the screenshot in the repo. I have to post the file here, but then also post the image um, in the README file. And I guess that image should go up here. Yeah, yeah. So what I could do is it says VirtualStreamDeck built with Python and Streamlit. And then this is a GUI app containing programmable buttons and sliders. There are 4 programmable presets. Each preset has 24 programmable buttons and 4 programmable sliders. And then on the next line, so in between this and this, I could I could just put the image in there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. All right. What else? There's a bunch of other stuff that I also had to do with this repo itself. But like, okay, let's just take a look at this repo. Let's zoom out. Okay, virtual stream deck. Okay, okay. Installation. Clone the repo, create the environment within the root folder, activate the environment, install the packages, use Streamlit run. Okay. Editing. Data is divided into 4 presets: preset 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each preset has 24 buttons and 4 sliders. Each button is a control data object. Each slider is a slider control data object. The data for buttons can be edited. I just realized that this might not be that straightforward for people who are not that technical, which is okay. I mean, I didn't really build it for non-technical people. And I'm trying my best to, explain the tool's working over here. But yeah, anyways. Also, there's going to be an ad playing in a little bit because I missed the ad timer and now it's going to start in, I don't know, 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, the data for buttons can be edited in edit mode, but that mode is very limiting. So you're better off just editing the data.txt file for editing both buttons and sliders. Okay, editing buttons. In the JSON file, oh, I need to add the text here as well. In the JSON file, oh wait, so there's an ad playing. So I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. Okay, welcome back. So, yeah, I need to edit this. Let's make that change. Where was it? I think it was here. In the JSON file. Okay, yeah, wait. Let's commit this. Okay, editing buttons. In the JSON file, each button's data looks like this. Okay. Event name is the name of the event. This must already exist in message body name enum in networking.py. Event value type specifies the type of event value. This must already exist in message body value type enum. Event value. This is the value that is attached to this event. Okay. In the JSON file, each slider's data looks like this. All right, great, cool. This must already exist in so and so. Okay, all right. Networking. Each time a button is clicked or a slider is changed, their corresponding data is sent to networking.py. In networking.py, the data gets serialized into a DVTMP message packed message and then gets wrapped into a raw message and serialized before being sent out. All the data is in bytes. Messages are sent over UDP. Then message body name. This enum contains so and so. Okay, all right, cool. Message body value type. This enum contains so and so. Okay, for each message body value type, the logic for converting the data into bytes must be implemented. The logic for some of these conversions has already been implemented, but some of them are yet to be implemented. Refer to networking.py to see which types have been implemented so far. You can create your own implementations. You can create your own implementations if you see fit. All right, let's make that change as well. Okay. All right. Great. Awesome. So this is close to being done. I don't want to release this just yet until I've implemented that the target IP and port thing that I'd mentioned, because I'm gonna have to make some changes in here. I think in networking.py so that on load it actually oh, actually, no, I would need to, well, of course, I would need to create logic to read the IP address and the port. That's fine. But I need to create the logic in here in data storage. Yeah, I need to create the logic in data storage. So what I can do is, because data storage handles the loading of the data structure, which is done, where's the app thing? Here. It's done here in ds.load data structure. What I could do is I could add another line. I could create a method that sets this value. Yeah, I could do that. I could create a method that sets the value for a target address based on what has been read from, because I mean this is already a string, so I'm just gonna have to use the string directly. This I'm gonna have to convert the string into a number, which is not a problem because Python has methods for that, and that should be it. Yeah, further from that point, anyone should be able to change the data in data.text and just refresh the app, and it's gonna have the new data. All right, cool, great. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, um, give me a second. Uh, give me a second. Okay, all right. Here's what we're gonna do. There is somebody who is streaming something, co-working while I talk a bit. Low spoons. I don't know what they're streaming, but we're gonna we're gonna raid this person. Just a second. Let me set up the raid. So this person's name is Little Dakota. I'm not sure what they're streaming, but we're gonna go check out what they're doing. And I'm gonna try and stream again later on. I'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming again later on. Hopefully, I might be able to stream. I still don't know what the situation will be. Depending on what the situation is, I might stream again in like maybe 6 hours or something. I'm not sure. I'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna finish working on this and hopefully push the changes out and finally release the repo, make it open source, or make the repo public. And yeah, yeah, cool. So that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.